Hey everybody, it's Justice for Comics. It's Wednesday, new comic book day. Time to review the books that are coming out next Wednesday. Gives you a little bit of time to get ready, prepare, make your plans and schemes. There's a few books coming out next Wednesday that look pretty nice. I'm going to highlight those so that you don't have to do the work yourself. You can just watch my channel and I'll kind of tell you what to look for and, you know, how can it be any easier than that, right? All right, so we're going to start with Dark Horse. We're using Midtown, of course, as our proxy. Canary number one. This is a Scott Snyder book. Artist is Dan Panosian. There's several covers. I kind of dig the D cover. It's pretty graphic. I don't know what's going on with this guy. He's got a skin condition or something. I don't know. But I think that's my favorite cover of all of them. I do also like the F cover. That one's kind of cool by Rios. I think that's a 1 in 10. It's a red cover, just because it has a funky look to it. So yeah, the those are the two covers I think that are the best. The rest of them, not I don't really care for. Masters of the Universe, Forge of Destiny number 3. Yeah, the A cover's nice by Nunez. Pop Mon. I'm not familiar with Pop Mon. Interesting name. Pop Mahan Mon. I don't know how you pronounce his last name, but we'll just call him Pop. That's kind of a cool cover. I like it. Jake Smith looks more like something I would draw back when I was in seventh grade or something. So yeah, I don't know who Jake Smith is, but not exactly my style of art there. Star Wars Hyperspace Stories number 10. I do think this Carrie Nord cover could be good because it's got the Bad Batch on it. Cover appearance of the Bad Batch, obviously not first appearance of that group of characters, but from Star Wars universe. But yeah, it's a cool cover. I think that one will do well. Stranger Things, The Voyage. Yeah, I'm not into Stranger Things. Usagi Yojimbo Ice and Snow issue 2. I kind of dig the B cover. Obviously, the A cover is a homage to the original Usagi Yojimbo number 1, but I kind of like the art style of number 2 the best. Ethan Young cover, I think that's a 1 in 15. Still available. That's it for Dark Horse. Rest are trades and paperbacks. DC Comics, Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. This is a one shot, several covers. I could see the photo cover being popular, especially for those autograph seekers. That's probably a good comic cover to get signed by the actor. Whatever his name is, I can't remember. It's not coming to my brain right away. There is a 1 in 25 cover on that issue as well. They're still promoting this Batman the Joker Deadly Duo comic. That was kind of a bomb. It didn't really do that well, unfortunately. And I bought a lot of the sketch covers and spent some decent money on that stuff. All of it sells about half of probably what I paid for it. So yeah, oh well. Yeah, maybe 30 years from now they'll be worth what I paid. You just never know. But they're doing another special edition for those, I guess, that never bought the originals. I don't know. You could probably find that in a dollar bin, anyways. I wouldn't go too crazy for that issue. Batman, Catwoman, Gotham War, Scorched Earth. I don't know what they're doing here, but there are some nice covers. Pick the ones that you like. I think I kind of like this one the best. Simon Bianchi, yeah, Bianchi cover. It's pretty cool. I think that's a 1 in 50, if I'm not mistaken. Priced at $31. There's also a 1 in 75 cover as well. I think that might be by Jimenez. Yep, Jorge Jimenez. You know, for those that love the continual Batman Catwoman drama, That might be for you. Detective Comics 1076. Yeah, I love that Sean Alexander cover. B cover's nice. Yeah, that's just a solid cover. I love it. Very nice cover. There's also a Liam Sharp wanted poster cover and a 1 in 25. Is that no? It's a 1 in 50 black and white cardstock sketch. That's kind of nice looking. Return of Superman 30th anniversary. Bunch of covers, some throwback covers. That takes you all the way back to the 1990s. Was it 1990s or late 80s? I think it was late 80s, maybe. None of us can forget the Superman with the long hair. That's definitely, oh man, John Romita. Who would buy that? $54. That's a very hard pass for me. Um, yeah, just I don't have too many DC books on my pull list next week. Will Jack has a nice cover there for Supergirl Special #1. The writing on DC has been just absolutely abysmal. Even the Batman books have been pretty bad. So I'm not picking up too much DC. It's pretty sad. I went through all my pre-orders for November. So these are books coming out in January. And I think I had maybe one or two DC books. That's it. The, that is the extent of my pre-orders for the entire month of January. It's pretty sad. I don't think I've ever ordered that low on DC books. Yeah, man, I don't know what to tell you. We are in a massive recession when it comes to comic books, in my opinion. Just the quality, the writing. There's a handful of books that are really good, and that's it. So focus more on those. I'm gonna, every week, hopefully, I tell you which ones those are. I mean, Dynamite Entertainment, there's nothing here. I'm just flipping through here. Not much to talk about on that. There might be one or two books that covers that look decent. But I would say focus on a handful of books that are coming out these days with good stories, good writers, and the rest of your money put into older books. Some key books that you don't have in your collection. That is a nice Perio cover, Red Sonja #4, limited virgin cover. You got a bunch of Savage Red Sonja #1. I mean, how many Red Sonja #1 reboots do we have? Under all kinds of different titles. I mean, this is. Do you smell the desperation? These comic book companies. They got 3 or 4 properties, and really they only sell any books if there's a really good cover. That's it. Vampirella Dead Flowers #2. There is a really nice cover that I did grab. This incentive virgin cover by Ergun is it Gunduz, I think it is. The Virgin. I love that cover. That's a nice drawing of Vampirella straddling a skull. I like it. That was the only book from Dynamite that I am picking up for next week. Yeah, just don't buy a lot of Dynamite Entertainment. Once in a while, a rare cover here and there, but for the most part, I don't buy anything from them. IDW Publishing, Godzilla, There Be Dragons #5. I've picked up a couple of the incentive covers when they're really good. This one's okay. This is the Scott Godlewski. Godlewski, it's an interesting name. I think that's it might be a 1 in 30. It's a good cover. I could imagine that might be somewhat rare just because most shops are not going to order heavily on a Godzilla book from IDW, especially the 5th issue. Maybe the 1st issue they'll go a little deep, but not the 5th issue. So that book will probably be a little tough to find. My Little Pony #18, of course, the 1 in 10 incentive cover usually sells out. It's still not sold out at Midtown though. And you've got also the other series, My Little Pony Camp Big Hoof. The 1 in 50 is, I think this is a 1 in 50. The 1 in 50 sold out for 31 bucks. That was sold out probably in the first 10 seconds of them going live. There are about 5 or 6 hardcore My Little Pony comic book collectors. Believe me, I know this because I've sold them books. They will they will pay crazy money for an incentive cover of My Little Pony. It's pretty amazing. But if you're ever one of these people that grabs the 1 in 25, 1 in 50 My Little Pony, doesn't matter what the comic book is, trust me, those people will buy from you on Midtown on eBay for probably double what you paid. I've only done it like 3 or 4 times. It's crazy. Star Trek Strange New Worlds, Scorpius Run, issue 3 will be out next week. I didn't see anything there that was fantastic, but I know some people are collecting that. Image, you got a new number 1 here, Blood Commandment, issue number 1. This is Simon Krudansky. I think that's how you pronounce his name. I think some of these are homage covers. I just can't remember what they're an homage to. Maybe some kind of movie poster, I guess. B cover kind of looks cool. Obviously, C cover looks like an homage to a PlayStation game cartridge. And you've got an interesting D cover, Demon Head cover. Looks pretty nasty. And there's also a blank cover. King Spawn 27 will be out next week. I do like that A cover by Panosian. That would be the one I would go with. Is anybody collecting No One? No one is? I don't know. Sacrifices, I think I only bought the first issue because Jenny Frizen did a cover. And then after that, I think I stopped collecting it. Second printing for Transformers number 1. I'm surprised Image is not doing a second printing 1 in 25 incentive like Marvel and DC often do. But it looks like they're not jumping in on that bandwagon. But they do have a bunch of second printings, different covers. Yeah, a couple of them are nice. That kind of does it for Image. And moving on to Marvel. Avengers number 7 will be out next week. Several covers on that. I didn't see anything all that fantastic. Captain America number 1, there is a second printing 1 in 25 incentive asking $81. This might be of interest to you if you're a big Roberto Ramos fan, but the fact that we're an hour into the listing here on Midtown and it's still not sold out doesn't, it probably will sell out by the end of today, though, I'm sure, because it's probably only 1 or 2 copies. Someone will buy them. Doctor Strange number 9, David Mack cover's nice. That's a 1 in 25. You got some free books here, Halloween themed. So if you want to load up on those freebies and while they're still available, of course, you'll still get charged shipping, so just be aware of that. Predator versus Wolverine, issue 1, second printing by Chichetto. Looks nice. There is also a second printing 1 in 25 incentive by Steve McNiven for $81. Again, not sold out. I don't know. I think the cover's okay. It's okay. But again, priced at $81, it's a little too steep in my opinion. I don't know. It just depends on the artist and how great the cover is. I think that cover is a 6 or 7 out of 10, so it's not high enough to warrant paying that kind of money. Spider Boy number 1, Dan Slott. I'm sure there's tons of pre-orders on this book, so don't expect any of these books to be speculative. I think there's just too many people buying this book. I do like the John Tyler Christopher negative space variant. The Scotty Young cover is nice as well, and I like most of the covers. I like the Carrie Andrews foil cover. Chris Campana cover is nice. David Ajah cover I don't really like too much. It's a 1 in 50 incentive, and then there is a 1 in 100 by Ramos. I don't care for that one either, but again, a lot of shops ordered heavy on that, so I would stay very clear of that book, in my opinion. Star Wars number 40, a bunch of covers there, typical stuff there. The 1 in 25 incentive of Palpatine. I don't know, it's kind of a weird cover. It's like Palpatine's going like, "Hey, look at me, happy hands." It's kind of a strange cover. I don't know. I don't really get it, but whatever. Ultimate Universe. Does anybody care about Jonathan Hickman's writing anymore? I don't think anyone does. Talk about X-Men, the X-Men books needing a shot in the arm. I tell you, this Fall of X storyline better be good. I've obviously just started reading some of the plot structures to begin it, but I haven't read the whole thing yet. Venom number 27. Yeah, the Bianchi cover's nice. Kind of weird. There is a 1 in 25 E-Jerky cover and a Virgin 1 in 50. Still both available at Midtown. And a 1 in 100 by Cafu. Sounds like someone's sneezing. Cafu. I don't know who that artist is. I'm not keeping up to date with a lot of these new artists, I guess. I don't know. White Widow number 1. The Artgerm cover obviously is nice. I don't care for the Adam Hughes cover at all. I didn't even, if you had told me this was any other artist besides Adam Hughes, I would have believed you. So I don't know. I don't know what this is, but it doesn't look like Adam Hughes' work. Terrible cover. That's definitely one I would not buy. The Lyrics League cover is okay. It's a little too anime cartoony for me, but I do like the Stanley Artgerm 1 in 100 Virgin variant, and that is selling about $130 to $150 on eBay. So it is going for a premium over this price at 108. And congratulations to anybody that picked this up for ratio pricing or less. I wish I was one of those, but I do like this cover by Artgerm. And I do think long term, these 1 in 100 incentive variants by Artgerm are going to be in demand. So long term hold though. So don't buy it looking to flip it quickly for $200. I don't think that's going to happen. But long term, there's going to be people that are going to want to buy that book. No doubt about it. X-Men number 28. Nice covers. There's an Ivan Tao cover that's decent. I really, really like the Miguel Mercado cover. Cyclops with that red cover. I mean, you can't beat it. I think that's definitely one of the best covers coming out next week. I like the Juggernaut cover as well. But yeah, I love the Virgin cover of this. So that's one of my top picks for next week. I looked on eBay. There's several listings at 50 to $100. There's a couple listings around 25 plus shipping. So $27 is priced pretty correctly. This is a 1 in 50 incentive cover. So I don't know how many shops ordered heavy on this. Issue 28. It is a Fall of X tie-in issue, so you might see more orders because of that. But I love this cover by Mercado. So that's one that I would definitely put down as one of the best covers for next week that are coming out. That does it for Marvel. Rest are all trades and hardcovers. Independent books. I don't think I saw too much. There might be a book or two to mention. A lot of these publishers are so tiny. They don't get a whole lot of attention or love, especially if they don't have their cover showing. I don't know how you can buy a book that you've never heard of without even seeing a cover. I certainly am not going to do that, but yeah, you never know. There's a Conan number, was that number 3, second printing? There's a new number 1, Faceless and the Family. Issue number 1, Oni Press. Looks like Matt Lanowski is doing the writing and art. Several different covers. I don't know if this book's any good or not, but I think if I had to pick one cover, I do think the e-cover incentive cover for 13.50 would be the way to go. I don't know. Looks like there's also a black and white. That's probably a one per store deal. That is sold out at Midtown at the moment, so that might be one to look for. Ghost Lore #6, Boom Studios, Cullen Bunn, good writer, especially if you like horror, the horror genre. He's pretty good at that. And there's a bunch of cool covers. I like most of them. That Olietta, the Ariel Olivetti cover is nice. I think that might be a 1 in 50. I'm just not a big fan of Boom Studios because when you buy a book, you think, oh, it's limited. There's, it's a 1 in 50, a 1 in 25, whatever the incentive ratio is. And then, of course, you find out later on it's on their website for less. So I don't like Boom Studios because if they just sold to retailers, I'd be fine with them, but they have their own little store and they'll throw a bunch of copies of what you think is a rare book, they'll all of a sudden list on their website. So yeah, I don't like their games, their shenanigans. So these days, if I'm buying a Boom Studios book, I'm buying it pre-order, no incentive covers. Typically I'm buying it because I think there's a good writer doing that particular book, but other than that, I avoid them like the plague. That's just me. All right, let's move down the list. There might be one or two other books to mention. Some of these covers I can't see. Some of them are adult themed. Yeah, jungle fantasies. I mean, who doesn't have a fantasy about the jungle? The only problem is, they show these women scantily clothed in the jungle. Of course, they'd be chewed alive by mosquitoes in about 10 seconds. So, yeah, a fantasy it shall have to remain. Because if the reality is, if you were almost naked in the jungle, um, you better find some dead fish to rub on your skin because you're going to get eaten alive by bugs and parasites and all kinds of nasty things. All right. Is there anything else to mention? I think we're getting near the end. Red Light #1. I do like this cover. Jeff DeCall cover. Yeah, he's pretty good at drawing women, especially women's asses, apparently. Because I think a lot of his covers involve a woman's ass. Just saying. Somewhat predictable. All right. Continuing down the list. Sainted Love. Does anybody still buy Vault comic books? I can't believe they're still in business. Somebody has a big checkbook that owns that company. I don't know who. Snow White Zombie Apocalypse. This is another Scout book. Issue #4. I don't know. Scout. I've learned my lesson not to buy Scout comic books. They're mediocre at best, and they never hold their value. So, I mean, show me one that has, and I'll pat you on the back. But for the most part, my experience has been very negative with Scout comic books. Um, Traveler's Guide to Phlegoria. What the heck is that? They'll make a comic book about anything, I swear. Traveling to Mars. I definitely don't read most of these independent books. Maybe some of them are good. I don't know. Leave me a comment if maybe I'm overlooking something that I should not have. Unnatural Order #1. This is another Vault comic. Looks like a horror themed book just by looking at the cover. B cover by Joshua Hickson's nice. There's also a Maria Wolf premium cover. It's pretty cool, 16 bucks. There's a Tula Lotte premium cover for 24, and a Tula Lotte Virgin premium cover for $40. So I guess that's priced around 1 in 50 ratio. And then there's a 1 in 100 Maria Wolf black and white premium cover for $80. That's still available at Midtown. Again, it's Volt Comics. They won't be around in a few years, in my opinion. All right, that's it. Rest are trades and paperbacks or hardcovers. There's your list of books coming out next week. So there's a couple good books on there. I like that X-Men 28 Miguel Mercado cover. The White Widow art germ cover, I think, looks nice. But pretty much that's about it. Definitely a light week for independent books. Not too many independent books to pick up. DC books, man, DC has been pretty awful lately. This might be the lowest I've ever ordered DC books. That's how bad it is. Now, in the coming weeks, there is a couple covers coming out that look really nice that I'm going to keep my eye on for. There's a couple Matina covers with DC that look nice, but basically they're total cover buys. I'm not buying it because I think the story is going to be fantastic. There's one Godzilla versus Justice League that might be worth checking out. I don't know how they're going to spin that, but that might be worth reading. I don't know. I'm going to at least pick up the first issue and give it a good reading and see if it's any good. But for the most part, not a lot on the horizon from DC Comics, guys. Really not from much from Marvel either. I think Ghost Rider, maybe Daredevil, maybe. I don't know. Chip Zdarsky's not really doing Daredevil going forward, I don't think. So, yeah, it's slim pickings. That's what it looks like to me in comic book world. But maybe I'm wrong about something. Maybe I overlooked something. Please leave that in the comment. I'd appreciate it. I know most of you are going to watch this on replay. In the chat, we've got Luis Ramirez saying hi. We've got GTK Comic and Kenneth Bird dropping by to say hello. That's all I have for you guys. I do plan on having a Thursday night live stream. It will be around 9 p.m. I've got to take my son to his soccer practice, so I won't be back until around 8, and I need some time to eat dinner and get ready. So right around 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I will be going live. I got a couple books to show. We're going to look at those pre-orders for the month of January. It's a pretty sad list, but I'll go through what I thought is worth pre-ordering, and then you can make your plans accordingly. And yeah, we'll talk comics, and maybe there's some news items that we could look at as well. And any questions or things that you want to ask me, please join the chat. But tomorrow, again at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I will send out notifications on Instagram and on my YouTube channel. So make sure you're following me on Instagram, Justice for Comics. I think I'm up to like 1,530 followers, not too bad. And make sure you're also continued to be subscribed to me on YouTube. I know sometimes YouTube unsubscribes people for some reason. I don't match the algorithm that they're looking for, I suppose. But yeah, I'd appreciate the thumbs up and the like and shares and all that good stuff. It helps me grow the channel slightly. All right, guys. Hope you have a great Wednesday. Go get your books. I'll see you soon.